Here's an input script in various formats. So Twitter's iconic bluebird could be about to be cold. Owner Elon Musk has said it was going to be replaced with a logo depicting the letter X. That's the name that he wants to use, so the so-called everything app that he's trying to build on the foundations of Twitter. The rebranding comes as most recently admitted that advertising revenue on the platform was at half of what it was before he bought it. Let's not forget that Musk paid $44 billion for Twitter when he bought it last October. Let's cross live and now to Justin Eckhart-Stewart, who's founder of the investment platform Regionally. Justin ditching the logo, perhaps also ditching the Twitter name and its brand. It's beginning to feel like Musk only really wanted Twitter for its user base. What are your thoughts? Well, I have to say he's creating some significant damage to it, because you think about what Twitter is. It's a relatively limited operation of communications compared with, say, some of the competitors we can see in India and China, who broadened it out to actually provide more services. So that's one of his problems. He wants to actually bring it out into a broader area. But of course, the brand itself has a quite loyal base, but an aging base of aging people like me. Whereas both the younger generation have gone off to other areas, so Twitter really does look a bit old-fashioned. But he's got to be careful. All very well changing the brand and then actually changing the services, but if you've actually got a selection of aging people who actually quite like it as it is, that means you're starting from scratch and damaging the original value. And of course, these days there are more competitors coming through, and of course only a few weeks ago we had Threads being launched, seeing a record number of people signing up for that. But would it take old people like me to join that? Good heavens! I mean, I have to try and learn to do something else, and that's probably quite unlikely, heaven forbid. I mean, what we saw with Threads was Meta, its owner using Instagram, one of its biggest products right now, as a launch pad. It simply took the whatever followers you had on Instagram, people that you followed, are transposed onto Threads. Elon Musk seems to be trying to throw out the baby with the bathwater. He wants it to become this, so he wanted to become this kind of everything app, a bit like China's WeChat, which facilitates payments and as well as that. But I just wonder what evidences are of them actually doing anything to push it in that direction. Well, nothing so far that we can actually see. Of course, maybe developing things behind it, or maybe he's going to buy something else. But having spent, as you said, $44 billion, I mean, that's hugely expensive for that business, which is not making any money. And of course, the advertising has already probably halved, and if not more. It's got limited things it can do. Yes, you could try and develop it, but the likes of Matter could, as you said, just link into other existing services. The e-card is actually linked into, say, a Tesla or a rocket or something like that. It doesn't make any sense. So he's got a problem here. He's got a brand which is some quite strong but looking weaker. He needs to develop another brand and actually try and make that as interesting and sexy and attractive to people. And in this market, that's going to be really difficult. Yeah, he's a busy man, obviously, with all those other ventures such as Tesla and SpaceX. He has installed a new CEO at Twitter, even though it feels very much as if he's still in the driving seats. I wonder what has to happen before we'll decide whether he succeeded or failed. Well, I get this thing's impression, you know, but you actually look back at what happened last year. He didn't want to buy this thing too much. He wanted to be involved in it, but ending up having to buy it because he didn't understand the rules of the stock exchange as to actually what you can do in terms of adjusting the price or influencing it. So I think he probably regrets what he's done. What he has to show now is that there is a credible plan for the development of the business, for it to be profitable, but above all in this particular sector attractive, that people want to participate in it. And what are we going to be able to do on this new X that we couldn't do elsewhere? And why is that going to be something actually that is going to be attractive? So X, Y, and you're gonna not probably Z, which will be 0. Okay, Justin Eckhart-Stewart, they will have to leave it. Thank you very much for joining us. We are hearing some reports that a new logo could be forthcoming very soon, but we shall wait and see whether that comes to pass.